Hi everyone. Today I finally got the new stream layout. Well, got the new stream thing, so I'm trying to look at some overlays. Welcome. Let's see. Closed caption. I want to see if we can. No, that's not game. Uh, Closed caption. No? I could have sworn there was a closed caption one. But anyway, okay. Wait, how do I go to my... I'm confused. I can't see my stream. Where are my scenes? This is the problem with the new tools. Okay, here we are. Okay, we're back. Let's add a chat window. Chat box. Is here. Okay. Ooh, chat box is here. Now Streamlabs closed caption overlay. I have Pudding with me here today, but for some reason she keeps wanting to jump away. Oops. Not that. Hmm. You're gonna leave? You're not gonna hang around here? Okay. Not sure what I saw, but I guess I was mistaken. But okay. How do I go back? No, not that. problem with new tools. I have no idea what's happening. Oh, is that it? Oh, okay, finally. I understand. I'm understanding some things. Okay. Well, I guess something's working. Wait, what's the mic that's being used? Is it using the webcam mic? Oh, very confusing. Okay, properties, device. Okay. I guess this is working. I have a new new tool. I have a new thing for streaming, so that's why I'm having a bit of a hiccup here. Wow, and I just got demolished at Jujutsu, so I'm having a little bit of. But today I am here to talk a little bit about someone left a comment on my podcast episode from yesterday, so I want to address that. And then aside from that, just regular things as scheduled. Where's my then aside? Oops. My dogs are angry. Nope, not this one. Hi, Kaylee. Let's see. Does the chat work? Let's find out. Widgets, chat box, add source, add source. Is it working? Doesn't seem like it's working. My day was good. Oh, it is working. Yay. Yeah, my day was today had some stuff in the morning, but aside from that, it's been pretty relaxing. Uh, I've been really having a good time with my students in my business workshop. So having been having a lot of success with that, so I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, my the participants are all having a pretty good time, and I think, well, I'm kind of tormenting them, but yeah, I'm bullying them for a positive reason so that they can really deliver more value into the world. Okay, so let's see if I can record from here. Uh, okay. Oh no, you're sick. Do you know what you're sick from? It looks like everyone's sick these days. Um, my everyone from work is sick. Everyone from my jujitsu is sick. It's crazy. Yeah, but I had that brief window of sickness last week, but then I'm all good now. I woke up super. I woke up like 20 minutes earlier than so. I woke up around like 5:30 today. Um, for some reason, feeling very energized. Don't know why. You narrowly missed my dog. She was on my lap, but then she wanted to leave. Okay, let's see if I can record. Head cold? Okay. Well, I'm glad you're sleeping a lot and you're recovering. Yeah, feel my clients were actually sick too. I wish the guys who beat me at Jiu-Jitsu today were sick. I'm just kidding. Okay, let's see if I can record. Alright. On yesterday stream, I recorded a podcast episode, and the podcast episode was about public speaking. And in the episode, I spoke about how when I contextualize myself into the speaking experience, I can walk out of the speaking event not so exhausted, not so tired. And the viewer of the podcast, Maria D on Substack, thanks for listening, had a question about can you say more about how you contextualize into the speaking experience and therefore aren't exhausted after? Thank you. So I think of it like this. So I was in the Korean Army back in 2020, no, 2011, right? And now, if I, it's been years since I came out of the military experience, but if I keep getting stuck on the fact that I'm a soldier, even long after I've left the military, then it's just kind of weird, right? Because I have left the context that made me a soldier, but I still haven't detached from that. And we see this in a lot of students who are living abroad. A lot of international students, their educational career fails, unfortunately, because they get so homesick. So their new home, their new environment is this new country, new school, and everything. But now they think, all they can think about is they are not at the home that they're used to. So the context has changed, but their mind hasn't. So it's very important. I think it's a valuable life skill to have, to be able to contextualize yourself in different scenarios very fluidly and not get so stuck in one kind of a perception. So, the whole point of my public speaking video was about, okay, so there are people who are coming to see this, and there are people who are coming to see this specific topic being discussed. Why? What interest do they have, and what kind of a relationship do they have? What perception do they have about this topic coming into it, right? And now you, as a speaker, you can contextualize yourself into the role, right? So, for example, if you are doing a presentation about information sharing, then you can. Here's option number one. I can be really a person who is so knowledgeable, and I'm like the village elder, and I'm in that mental zone of, yes, yes, my young child, you have gathered for information, and I can give it to you. Please ask me anything. And that gives you this like really kind of a generous energy where you can be so relaxed, right? But now, if you're naturally kind of an anxious person and you have kind of a stage fright, then you tend to think that everyone who's asking question is like a critic of me. They want to, prove me wrong. Now, when I have this, or when I have this like relationship with public speaking from the past, and I'm like, whoa, well, I can't let this one fail as well, right? So I need to do a good job. That means you're not really attaching yourself into the context of, hey, I am here to fulfill my purpose as someone who gives a talk for knowledge sharing, right? So that's sort of the what I mean by contextualizing. You are fulfilling a certain role in this public speaking event. And now, what role is that? And when you put into that, you kind of forget about all your other egos. And when you can fully get yourself into this role, it's comfortable because you know your place and you're not feeling activated, you're not feeling threatened, you feeling like you're on the spot for anything because you have contextualized well. So one example of public speaking is about sharing knowledge, right? But the other side of possibility of public speaking is like you're sharing a personal experience, right? For example, one of my friend Maggie did a TED talk on being the mother of a chronic diseased child. So for that, the whole reason for that talk is like awareness and education, right? So for that, what's the role that I'm filling? It's these people who are like really ignorant about this, like what is it like to be a parent of a chronic condition child? You're coming with the angle of like this is all new information, and I'm trying to get you to understand like from my perspective, right? So you when you get into that persona and you approach the topic about, it's less about proving your mettle as a public speaker, but more like, here's my situation, and here are all the things that happened to me, and here's why I'm saying it, and that's sort of the grander context. Um, Makes you feel more in place with the things that are happening, And so when you're in the zone, you kind of forget to spend all your mental energy on different things that are kind of like, am I doing a good job? Am I talking too fast? And am I talking too loud? Is my voice too soft? Is the microphone on? Like, why are those people not paying attention? You kind of lose sight of those things because you've contextualized. And that is what I largely mean by contextualizing into the speaking experience. Hope this helps, and I'll write you a text comment as well. Cool. Hi, Black Banana Pineapple. Sorry, I was recording something, so I didn't have a chance to say hi. Hi, Carolina. Okay, new recording. I guess I can't like pause a recording from this thing because I might have to go back to the old streaming thing because this isn't really working out. Like I have no idea what's happening in this new program. But anyway, that was my video, and I haven't done Simply Answered in a while. Why is the channel named July Life Coach? I actually have a video about that. But put it short, I was born in July, and I'm a life coach. And when I decided to be a life coach, it was July, and I looked at the calendar, and the calendar said in like bold words, the four letters like JULY, and I really liked that feeling. And I'm like a summer guy, right? I like beaches, I like pineapples, I like the whole kind of a image of summer, so I want to give my clients and you the experience of kind of having the summer in you, and that's why I'm July Life Coach. Yeah, I get that question very often. So let's discuss some. Wow, Reddit changed its UI. Today I want to just talk a lot about mental health. Okay. Is this, oops, screen's so small. I want to make this a little bit bigger like the other setup I had. We found love right where we are. Okay. Let's see. Let's look at some posts and see if I want to talk about it. Apology to my body. I am suffering from multiple mental and physical illnesses, and throughout this journey of healing, I have realized how much stress and hatred I put on my body when in reality it's the one thing that has kept me alive. I'm writing an apology note to my body because I have been so mean to it. This is a very good outlook to have, simply because your body is like the one thing that your body is like the primary vessel you have in navigating your life, right? So um, if you don't have a good relationship with your body, then everything that you experience gets filtered through a negative lens, because you can't really you're constantly reminded of your body, right? You can't you through meditation and like practices you can like leave your body, but that takes a lot of practice to do. And if you are aware that you can, like, if you are at the level of awareness and understanding so that you can leave your body at will, then you most likely don't have body issues in the first place, simply because to reach that level of awareness and meditation, you have to understand that everything is inherently void and doesn't have any qualities at all, and everything is dependent on perspective and context. So this is a good sentiment to have, to really be in love with your body and treating your body right. To my body, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not realizing how well you have kept me alive. I'm sorry for not taking care of you because I was too busy hitting you with how you looked. I'm sorry for all the times I purposely hurt you, cut you, bruised you, scarred you. Yeah, self-harm. happened here. I am sorry for putting you in dangerous situation that wasn't easy to get out of, yet you somehow managed to survive. I am sorry for cursing you and screaming at you every time I passed by a mirror. I am sorry for starving you of the nutrients that you needed to stay healthy. I am sorry for abusing you. I am sorry for the hell I have put you through and continue to put you through. I am sorry you were never good enough for my standards. I am sorry for continuously comparing you to Photoshop's pictures because you have too much fat and I thought I wasn't pretty. I'm sorry for hiding you because I was so embarrassed by you. I'm sorry for calling you ugly. I'm sorry for acting as if you were replaceable. I'm sorry for not taking care of you even though that's all you have done for me. I'm sorry for hating your entire being even though it gave me 3 blessings. I'm sorry for pushing you past your limits and not knowing when to stop. I promise from now on I will try my best to take care of you and keep you safe. What a good feeling to have with your body, but I'm not sure why this is categorized as vent. That was good. How to wear your face. Okay. Not interested in. I'm more interested in solving problems, so let's skip that. Dumped on Valentine's Day. My partner of 9 months broke up with me late last night. Valentine's Day. We had been having some tension in our relationship for the past month, but I didn't think it was anything bad enough to end it so abruptly, especially on a holiday about love. This was my first real relationship, and unfortunately he was my first everything. His reasoning was that breaking up with me was easier than putting in effort to make me happy in the relationship, as well as him admitting that he never loved me the same way I loved him. It's not like there were signs of this either. This was so sudden and felt completely out of character. This is my first breakup and I don't know how to cope. It's been less than 24 hours and all I want is to talk or to be close to him again, but I don't know. I know that this isn't healthy. Any advice? Okay, so what's the advice that we can offer from this situation? So, first of all, if it's your first, then it's sort of natural that it hurts, right? First breakups tend to hurt because, like anything in life, you have to kind of navigate it and then you have to experience it from both the pleasant angle and the unpleasant angle to really understand the complexity and the depth of thing. Love is a very big part of our life, and yeah, it sucks to hear from that person, but sometimes just people aren't really compatible, and you know, hopefully, if you are a regular of this channel, then you have some sense of understanding of managing your mind. But let's be honest, like 90% or more of people don't know how to properly manage their mind. So we have a tendency to kind of expect things from others. And we call it a relationship and we call it love, but most of the times, not because these people are evil or anything, but most of the times relationships tend to be transactional without you even realizing it. So, anyway, the transactional kind of mindset is evident in here as well, right? Because there's nothing that says your partner cannot leave you, right? So, like, this sounds very insensitive, but because before that, let's look at the more soothing approach to this, because I don't want you to think that, wow, this guy is just like a heavy hitter all the time. Generally, my deeper belief system is based on Buddhism. So because of that, there's no true reason to suffer. And we suffer because we attach to things, right? But before, I mean, that's my base. But if everyone understood that from the get-go, then there would be no need for coaching, right? So we need different methodologies in life coaching to kind of get the client from this activated state of like everything's so unexpected, and like I'm really devastated and I just want to talk, like, and like I want to cling on and I want to linger on, right? So we have to have step by step by step by step to detach from the suffering. So this person is feeling a lot of things, right? Number one, I want what they want is to talk to or be close to him again, right? So there's this feeling right now of being separated, because why would you want to be close if you are already close, right? There's this feeling of distance, and because of the dump, it feels like this person is running away, right? And if we follow that feeling, right? If I see a bird fly out the window, it's not necessarily going to activate me, because it's like it doesn't cause any wave of feeling in my body. So it's tempting to say, of course, breakups hurt, but the body knows why specifically breakups hurt. Because breaking ups hurt is not a universal thing, right? Because there are plenty of people in the world who break up in the first place because they don't feel a lot of love. And therefore, when they detach from the relationship, they feel okay. Or free almost, right? So, this person is feeling separated and bad, right? Therefore, this feeling of separation is something that the body can already recognize as bad. This experience just invoked it. So if we were to go the approach of following the feeling, then we have to identify like this desire. I want to talk to this person. I want to be close, and that like really like yearning, right? It's going to be located in the body. And we follow through, and we ask the body like, what if you missed this person even more and they're running away even harder? We intensify that feeling. We intensify the feeling to find the resolution. And the resolution usually has to do with the root cause of this pain that was already present inside of this person's body. Right? And so that is sort of the approach of following the feeling. But now, with that said, relationships, right? It's about love, and it's not marriage, so it's based on an agreement between two people who are like, okay, I like spending time with you, I like you, and the other person feels the same way. But because it involves two people, one person decides to leave, and unfortunately, that's the end of it, right? So, you have to understand that just like life, the moment you're born, you're kind of bound to death, right? I know this is a kind of a grim way to think about it, but that's sort of the truth, right? So when you understand that everything is just like, okay, like if I throw something up, it'll fall down, right? So when I start a relationship, it has the potential to go bad. It has the potential to end. It has the potential to like last forever, but chances are, it has the chance to break. And this, whenever you enter into a relationship, you have to be aware of both possibilities, right? And when you can really see through the fact of like, yes, like everything just like this isn't really an extreme situation. Here we have one person with free will who they exercise this free will. You exercise your free will to enter this relationship and want to continue it, right? And unfortunately, it didn't work out. But hey, like everything is par course. There's nothing out of the ordinary here, and the more you can kind of like see where you're feeling activated, like why this feels so bad, why this hurts so much, um, the more you can find the root of where the attachment is. So that would be like the two approaches that I would think about this. But yeah, but I mean that's from the coaching side of things. But as a human being, yeah, like especially when it's the first thing, it's totally going to hurt. And it seems like there's a lot of imbalance, right? So this person is unaware. Like from this person's perspective, there were no signs, but um, so it comes like blindsided, and that can definitely be a lot. People tell me to get a hobby to meet someone, but there's nothing around here that interests me. What do? Bars aren't my thing. Meetup groups or clubs that participate in different hobbies. But my interests are don't seem to align with people. Yep. So this is a classic way. This is a classic example of wanting to have your cake and eat it too, right? And I want to approach it from the angle of one of the videos I made near the start of the new year. In that video, I said everything in your life, all the experiences that you're having in your life, you're having them because the environment of your life, how it's been so far, how you have lived so far, your parents, your upbringing, your school experience, your teachers, and your job and everything, it fostered all the experiences that you are having right now. So for from this person's example, this person doesn't have social interactions a lot, right? And now, chances are, when they were young, they didn't really have a lot of chances compared to people who already have lots of friends to have a good social life. Maybe they were neglected emotionally by their parents because the parents didn't know how to take care of their emotions. Maybe they were bullied. Maybe they were too self-conscious about how they looked, and maybe they did like all these different reasons, right? Or maybe they had one really particularly bad breakup, and then that just kind of ruined the image of women for this person. And so the grand direction of this person's life and the path of least resistance for this person's life, basically, as long as this person kind of lives the comfortable way, it's not going to be very friendly towards meeting people in general. So, this person doesn't like it, right? Therefore, he tries to they try to address this issue. But because this issue is kind of provided and fostered by their life, the things that they do to amend this will go against that current. For example, if I am a bad public speaker because I have a stutter and I'm very conscious of it because many people made fun of me for it, or I don't know, people tell me I have a thick Korean accent and they call me like derogatory things and like they make fun of me, then I am probably not going to have a good relationship with public speaking, right? But then what if I want to speak more? Then I need to invite myself to go to more public speaking things, but by the nature of everything, by the nature of my experience, it's just going to be hard to do that. So, yes, you want to meet people. In order to do that, you need to get a hobby and you need to do things that are outside of your comfort zone. But this person is saying, well, I don't want to go outside my comfort zone. So what can I do? And the unfortunate answer here is can't really do anything because you want to be comfortable, and that's not conducive to meeting people. So if you want to meet people, you have to be willing to go outside of your comfort zone. So and you don't have any many hobbies outside of music, but it's a damn struggle to get anyone to come to shows these days, right? So yeah, it's a struggle. But if you want to meet people, you have to do something that's out of the ordinary for you, right? You have to kind of work against the current of your life because again, generally the current of your life will make you want to not meet people simply because it is more comfortable. Yeah. Uh, I need a glass of water. I'll be right back. Did I show you my dogs recently? Probably not, because I don't really take many pictures. So I'll take some photos and I'll show it to you. Here's my doggo. How do you not take everything personally? Let's do a video about this. Billy Jr. is doing excellent. Are you doing excellent? Are you? Are you? Seems like he is. I've been married for 10 years this September. It's been a very long time, but it doesn't feel that long. For some reason, it always feels like it's just been like 3 years. But it's been that long. Thank you. This September, planning something special because, yeah, you don't get 10-year anniversaries that often, you know? Important to celebrate those moments. But yeah, 10 years. It's crazy. Uh, me see if I can record but pause here. Oh, it's stopping. Man, this software is really bad. Can't do anything. How do you not take anything personally? So, how do you not take anything personally? You just have to really, 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 really understand that even when people are directly looking at you and talking about you, they're not. Because they are seeing their perception of you rather than actual you. So, for example, if I meet you on the streets, I barely know you. And if I cast a judgment on you, how accurate is that judgment? I literally don't know you, right? You may say some things about me, but now, you know me from the context of a YouTuber and a viewer, right? And you can say judgments on me, but I know that you aren't really talking to actual me, you're talking to the internal version of a YouTuber named July Life Coach. And so it's always like that. Your mom may say something to you and it seems personal to you, but your mom is actually thinking about the son or daughter and projecting that image, and they're actually talking to that image instead of actual you. When you truly understand that people operate internally in terms of images, and they're most of the times not seeing things for the way they are, then it's so natural to understand that, oh, there's no reason to take this personally. But I acknowledge that it takes time and it takes training to get there, especially in the integration of these knowledges. So something I want to offer is, in here, in this specific example, there's a power hierarchy. And that power hierarchy is what really enforces this everything taking personal, because it's a criticism that comes from an authoritative figure, right? Severely religious home, being judged by authoritative figures. That's the important part. If you are an adult, you have to recognize and you have to stop working. You have to start working on seeing yourself as big as these supposed authority figures. If you think about it, all these authoritative figures, they can tell you to live your life a certain way. But ultimately, it's up to you to live your life the way you do, right? So, you take everything personally, and your the authoritative figures in your life, they may tell you, hey, don't take everything so personally, but you still do, right? Which means they don't really have true power over you, right? You are the only person who has true power over you. I can tell you to stop posting on Reddit. I can tell you to, I don't know, like, don't take anything personally. But it's up to you. Get in touch with that inner authority and really recognize the internal power that you have in controlling your own life. That's an excellent starting point for balancing the power unbalance between inner authoritative figures and you. As long as you don't give the authority figures permission, these people, they don't mean anything in your life. Okay. Transition. I want fade swipe. Let's try this one. Oh, that was fun. Make me sway. Make me lose my breath. Make me water. Thank you. Yeah, it's the big 90% of the time, it's because of how you have lived your life so far. Like all the life problems are. It sounds so cliche, but it all has to do with either childhood, and if it's not childhood, then it's about the family dynamics that came before you were born, right? Like the type of person, type of parents that your parents are, and the like the kind of childhood and the kind of life that they had before you, it just gets inherited, and that's what I call karma, right? How to stop giving a fuck. How to stop giving a fuck. So basically, how to stop giving a fuck about what the people think about you and just do whatever you want. How do I get the courage to not care? Yeah. So how do you stop giving a fuck? You just stop. You just stop. But I can't, which means you don't want to. Let's talk about that. There is a thought and there is a belief or something unconscious, right? But I'm gonna call it belief. Now, I have to wake up every morning, suppose at 6 a.m., right? Now, if I'm in my bed and I'm looking at the alarm clock and I'm like, oh, I should get up. Oh, I need to get up. Oh, I really gotta get up. Oh, I really gotta get up. If I'm doing that, I'm thinking that I need to get up. But now, if I really wanted to get up, would I be having those thoughts? If I really wanted to get up, I would. The fact that I'm thinking these things indicates that I don't want to inside, unconsciously in the belief system, right? I don't want to, I don't see the point of waking up early. So, you want to stop giving a fuck? You just stop giving a fuck. Then why is it hard? It's because inside something keeps giving a fuck and that is not resolved. This water bottle contains boiling hot water. I need to drop it. It's so hot. My hands are burning. Ah! Just drop it. But how? How can I drop it? It's the same thing, right? I just do. But the important thing here is my dog is underneath the water bottle. Therefore, there's a reason for me to not let go. So, you are having this dilemma in the first place because something that deep down in your belief system, you don't want to not care. Answer that. Why? Why do I keep giving a fuck? And then you can stop giving a fuck. Stop giving a fuck. And man, that just gets so much easier with time, unfortunately. Like many things, and active practicing of new belief systems, which all can be done with coaching. I'm so awkward at work. Hmm, this is a good one. I'm so awkward at work. Been working remotely for 5 years. Within those 5 years, I lost my best friend and became uncomfortably self aware of how people have seen me in the past. Naive, overly happy, and maybe airhead. Hmm. I was thinking about confidence in the shower today, and I happened to also come across this post. So let's talk about confidence. This person is not experiencing confidence because they became uncomfortably self-aware of how people have seen them in the past. This is closely tied to confidence. In my opinion, confidence comes from knowing yourself and understanding that other people can have free opinions about you, but it doesn't matter because they are free to think whatever they want. Everyone else in the world can tell me that I am not an Asian, but I know I'm Korean, so it's okay. So, making it more personal, all the comments in my YouTube channel can say I'm cringe and that I should quit. But I know that that's their opinion, and you know what? From their life perspective, they must be watching a lot many more like entertaining streamers than me. And maybe, not maybe, definitely, from their perspective, I am cringe. Cool. But I know I'm not. I'm just doing what I am, and other people are free to think whatever they want about me, and it means nothing about me. And when I know that, that I think is true confidence. So, other people can call you naive. Other people can tell you overly happy. Other people can tell you maybe you're airheaded. But, is that what you think of yourself? It's other people's ideas. Like pizza toppings. Some people may like mushroom. Some people may like arugula. Some people may like olive. You might not. It's the same thing. And it may feel like it hurts when you see other people's judgments like that. But the thing is, number one, other people can think whatever they want. And number two, why? Why is other people thinking that way so important to you? Why is it so important to be perceived as positive? This may seem like, of course, it's obviously being perceived as good, positive is good, but the answer, the real answer, specific answer to this question differs for every person. So it's important to you to recognize, why is it important for me to be liked, and reflect upon that answer. Say hi. Hi. Hmm. What is happening tomorrow? Let's see. You work remote and you're awkward as fuck too? Why do you think you're awkward? Like what's the evidence of you being awkward? I'm interested in that. Cuz I work remotely too. And yeah, why awkward? Not just awkward. Why awkward AF? Welcome, by the way, Bob Hilkin. You don't carry conversations? Yeah, so like you don't like talking to people. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like, and that's totally fine, right? So, um, that so what I'm trying to talk about with you is that there's so many different ways of viewing that interaction, right? So cool, nice, okay. So the conversation ends, but you don't owe everybody conversations, right? And it's not like the universal like conversation police is gonna come arrest you just because you don't talk. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're awkward. But now, like, but again, I understand the general perception of awkward is like you don't know how to continue what other people are saying, right? And at first, I want you to understand that that's not a requirement by any means. So, why this is important is generally when people are awkward and they don't continue conversations, generally what's actually happening under the hood is you're really not interested in people. You don't carry over the conversation because you're really not interested in the other person. You're not interested in disclosing more details about your life, what you're thinking. And to be honest, you're not that curious about the other person either. And that is what usually contributes to awkwardness. And like that happens for many different reasons, right? Like you might not like growing up you might have seen like a lot of other people like who are popular, but you might not have been in that popular group, and you saw the like the popularity discrepancy, and you thought that was all so lame, and like you didn't have good experiences with it, or like generally people tended to in your life tended to be not that like great, like like friends who weren't like that good. They didn't really give you a that good of a time. It's so much like preferable to just kind of be alone. And so those are kind of the like those little events stacked one by one by one by one. They kind of like alter the course of your life so that you become less and less and less interested in other people. You just want to like be interested in what you're doing, right? And especially when a lot of the attempts that you actually put in don't really give you the results that you want, then it's like actively like you're trying becomes punishing, right? Then you're like, what's the point of all of this? And then you get even more disinterested in people. So that's usually what contributes to like the behavior that we call awkwardness. But something that I argue for in my book is you can totally be confident about your awkwardness. Yeah, cause it's like, oh, you don't talk. Yeah, I don't like talking. You can kind of just like own that, right? And no, I just like to listen. And that's like a bold and confident statement, and that's like a perspective that you can have. So I encourage a lot of my clients to be just like confident about their awkwardness. And my book was called Own Your Cringe because it's exactly about that with regards to social anxiety. Ooh. I hate my inner child. So, um, the thing about hatred is that it doesn't matter who you hate. Hatred in general does nothing but make your life miserable. So, even if I'm hating somebody else, for example, suppose I hate my coworkers, right? It does nothing to the coworkers, it just makes me miserable. Thanks for the advice. Anytime. You can come back anytime, ask me anything, talk about anything. I'm here for you. Um, yeah. So hating anything in general is just a big, big, big downside. Literally, there's like no point in hating something. But it is again, when you can come to the point of understanding that there is no point in hating something, then you don't really need advice because you've already integrated everything, and you are free from suffering. So let's try to digest this situation. Every time I do or say something that I feel is stupid or I would have done as a kid makes me really hate myself. As a kid, I was a real annoyance and inconvenience to people around me, and I really like myself now because I like to think I've learned to be better and avoid similar situations and be mindful of how I act. I try to distance myself from my inner child as much as possible and don't want to repeat mistakes I've made when I was that kid. Maybe a lot of this comes from the fact that I used to get yelled and got disapproved of a lot by adults around me. There we go. A lot of my pride now comes from being socially acceptable and now being approved by adults around me. Which means this person's life is being controlled by other people's opinions and not their life is not really owned by them. Other people get to decide whether this person is happy or not. And that is not being in charge of your life. Sure, in my defense, I was a kid and I didn't know anything better, but I don't have that anymore, doing similar things now, like saying something out of line, not being able to follow proper social norms, or making a mistake that inconveniences others really makes me angry at myself, and I think that I'm stupider than what is acceptable. I also turn this hatred outside towards people that inconvenience others, and a lot of the times don't care what they do. You know what? This sentence seems like it's a reflection of their inner hatred, right? But it's actually more about fairness. Because when they inconvenience other people, they got yelled at and they were punished. And when other people do the same thing and they're not punished, then it just makes all the punishment that they got completely unjustified. And that stings a lot if you're holding on to that kind of hate. So it's about perceived fairness. If I'm gonna suffer, you have to suffer too. It's that kind of thing. So they, in essence, are becoming the people that have shaped them. And that is how karma works. Adults disapprove of you, you become a disapproving person who creates new generations of you. That's the super tragic part about karma, right? Of course, karma itself is inherently neutral, but when it comes to this kind of karma related to suffering, it's just a loop that continues itself. And now, this person who got yelled at by this person, they're gonna write a post in a few years later saying that they hate themselves. And this happens so frequently. Is it healthy to hate your inner child? Definitely not. Does it help me move towards the person I want to become? It's not the person you want to become, it's the person that the authority figures want you to become. Is it toxic to hate parts of yourself and project that hate outward towards others who I might view as incompetent or unknowing? Yes. Do I try to even heal the inner child? That is up to you, because all of this is just inviting more suffering into your life, but then there's no rule that says you have to not suffer, right? So you just gotta realize you gotta live life in a way that makes sense to you. And if suffering, and if in this form of suffering you feel like you are improving, hey, then who am I to say that that's the wrong thing? Who am I to cast judgment on your life? Because you know your life the best. Perhaps the last one of the night. No friends. I am feeling like I can't talk to anyone. Whenever I try to make friends, I am afraid of talking to them. That's why I can't make first move. Can someone suggest how I can fix this again? Wanting your cake and wanting to eat it too. your natural path of least resistance is feeling like I can't talk to anyone. Therefore, when you try to talk to people, you will feel uncomfortable. But talking to people is what's required in making friends. So you either bite the bullet, go through the process of talking to people to make friends, or you respect your personality, you respect your desire for comfort, and accept that you're not gonna live with that many friends as compared to people who talk a lot. Either way, if you can choose, you can stop suffering. But there's no choice here. And that is ultimately what makes you get stuck in the middle. Therefore, a good recipe that is conducive to suffering. Yeah. That is what typically tends to happen. I don't know. Today, I feel a little. I feel like I'm extra salty and spicy today, but I just need. I'm just passionate about reducing the total amount of suffering in life. Let's write the comment that I was talking about before. Not less of a salty, but I'm kind of spicy today because yeah. Uh, uh Today I was encouraging my students to kind of like step out of their comfort zone a lot because it was like yeah, like I said, right? My students want different kind of results from the things that they are doing, but if they can do it from a path of least resistance, they would have. So, in order to get to the results that are on the other side, you have to kind of I have to kind of induce that kind of like feeling out of them, right? And so I don't know, maybe salty, more maybe it's more like extra passionate today. Yeah, I have the mechanical keyboard. All right. That was it for today. Oh, talk, talked about a lot of different things today. Cause yeah, I haven't been on Reddit for a while, so wanted to do some videos about that. What's some music? Good night. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to bed soon too. Okay, well, done with all the videos and talked a lot today, so I'll see you tomorrow. And from the